everybody. Sorry about the sunglasses. Simple explanation for that. I have horrific hay fever once again. So, yeah, you're just going to have to deal with it. It's not just to look cool. That's definitely part of it. But yeah, my eyes are absolutely like little buttholes at the moment. So I am definitely wearing these for a while until that feels a little bit better. But anyway, welcome. I thought we might watch a bit of court together here. I actually have some clips that I got for videos that I'm going to make over the next couple of days. And I'm going to show you guys those too. So this stream will self-destruct at the end. You might be able to find it in a playlist or something like that later on. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys a few different things. So I've got a live stream up here from Judge Middleton's court. So we're going to have a look at that and see if that happens. If it's kind of boring, then I'll just switch to one of the videos that I got earlier. Let me just switch my audio here. So now this will be a test as to whether or not you will actually be able to hear the video. If you are, wonderful. If not, then no problem. We'll fix it for the next time. Stephanie and a few other people are asking about my little dog. So Minnie Mouse, my little dog, she last night at about 3 a.m. started feeling a bit sick. She was like shaking a lot and breathing really fast and really heavily. And I was like, okay, something ain't right here. So I thought maybe she was just feeling a bit under the weather, literally, because it was quite humid and a bit kind of heavy weather here last night. So I thought that's all it was, but it got worse and worse, and she started whimpering and crying a little bit, which is totally out of character for her. So I got up this morning and I thought maybe she's a bit constipated or something. Who knows? She is a Chihuahua after all. So I took her out and she was grand. She was running around a little bit and she seemed pretty happy. And then after an hour or two, she deteriorated again, but she was still better than she was last night. So I had to go way up the country in the car for a couple of hours to take care of something, and got a phone call from Mrs. Demon while I was up there to say that Minnie had seemed to be a bit sicker than she was before I left. And it got worse and worse as I was on my way home. So I got home and she was pretty bad, to the point that even by picking her up, she'd start whimpering and stuff like that. So I called the vet straight away and I said, look, I've got to come in, like my little dog is not well. And the vet is fantastic. She's brilliant. She said, come right in. Brought Minnie in. We were there for an hour or so. And eventually we got seen. And it turns out that she's got a pretty bad inflammation in her hips. So it's quite a common thing with Chihuahuas, hip dysplasia and things like that. She thankfully hasn't got dysplasia, but she definitely is a bit sore or whatever. So the doctor gave her an injection, something or other, to help her along with the pain and to help her with recovery. So she's lying down on the couch now with Mrs. Demon, all wrapped up nice and warm, and she's recovering. So we have to keep an eye on her now for the next 3 or 4 days to make sure she makes a speedy enough recovery. If not, it might be a case that she might need a small surgery. Obviously, we hope that doesn't happen, but we're prepared for it if that's what the case may be. Then we're prepared for it. So we're going to wait and see how she goes. Cupcake, she is 4 years young. But she's in good form. She seems pretty happy now, and she's relaxing. So we just got to keep an eye on her. I'll probably have to stay up with her for a little while tonight until she goes to sleep, and then kind of keep an eye on her. So I'm gonna have to probably stay on the couch with her tonight, or maybe kind of make her a little nest next to me in the bed, and just kind of hold on to her so she doesn't run around. She has a habit of jumping off the bed and jumping off the couch and all that stuff. So we've made arrangements to stop that from happening. So we've put like soft stuff down on the floor around the bed and around the couch and things like that, so she can step up and down if she needs to go to the loo or needs water or whatever the case may be. But she's still quite sore. She's a bit tender. But she's much happier. I bought her some treats on the way home because she wouldn't eat for me at all today. And she munched into the treats, happy out. So that's all you can really ask for with a dog when they're not well. If they're not eating, especially her, because she's small, but man, she's a pig. She's actually put on a little bit of weight. She's now 1.7 kilos, up from a whopping 1.6 kilos. But anyway, so we've got this here live stream from Judge Middleton. So we'll watch a little bit of this. If it's boring, let me know. And I have some brilliant videos for you guys that I got today, both from the same court, I think it was. From 2 different courts. One is an absolute Karen, like legit Karen. and the other one is the creepiest guy I have ever seen in a chat. Well, it's kind of hard to explain. You'd have to see it for yourself. But anyway, let's play a bit of Judge Middleton here and see what we come across. So what we got today is a small claims matters. So these can be pretty juicy, actually. I used to work in the courts, as you guys know, and I hated going into civil court, but I changed my mind really, really quickly. Let's see if I can big screen this. No, that won't work. Okay. And I fell in love with the small claims court because they were always really juicy. So let me know if you guys can hear all of this here in the background. No, I don't know what happens in any of these because this is live-ish.
2:57. Our small claims are set to begin at 3 o'clock. I had 8 cases scheduled. We're down to 6. And we're going to begin with our first case, and then we'll see what happens. Ms. Rabu, if you're here for a discovery hearing, we'll see whether Mr. Key shows up or not. The first matter we're going to address, we have both parties. We have 2 advanced foot and ankle leg cases. We're going to start with those. Our first matter is advanced foot and ankle versus Stephanie.
Yeah, Middleton is a bit faint anyway for me as well, just so you guys know.
Note stuff. This note sign is here. Rochelle Kelly is here from advanced foot and ankle. This is a claim for $318.53. Ms. Kelly, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Notstein, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief?
We have 2 in front of us.
I'm not sure. Tom, you need to be quiet. I'm going to mute your microphone.
I'm not sure if Rich was proud. I just said.
All right, I'm bringing another plaintiff in, Mr. Sokowski. We are in the small claims court of St. Joe County, 3B District Court. It's a separate division of the court. The rules are much more relaxed. Some of you have been to small claims court before, and some haven't. We'll see as we go through this, but right now we've only got 1 defendant. Everybody else here is plaintiff. Ms. Notstein, do you agree that you owe $318.53?
Not really.
All right. Ms. Kelly, what can you tell us about?
All right, so people are saying the audio isn't great, so I'm just going to check it over here.
Ms. Kelly, what can you tell us about?
All right, so people are saying the audio isn't great, so I'm just going to check it up.
St. Joe County, 3B District Court.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's how he sounds to me as well, just so you guys know.
It was acquired on May 26th of 21. When we built.
All right, just before we get into it, right? Lolly says she hears nothing at all, but other people said that they can hear. Yeah, no, it sounds tinny to me as well. Just so you guys know, that seems to be the court's sound, I think. Yeah, like my levels are all the way up here, so I'm not really sure that I can do much more with it. Yeah, I think that's about as good as it will go. Yeah, I think most people can hear fine. It just the actual court audio itself is pretty tinny, just so you guys know. So just looking at the screen here, who do you guys think is going to be a Karen? We have this person, this person, this person, this person, this person, this person. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Might be none of them, but let me know what you think.
Insurance, it came back at Medicaid policy, and we do not take Medicaid, so that makes patient responsible for that.
What's your response, Ms. Notstein?
The day that I went to this appointment, she had asked me for my insurance information, and I handed her 2 cards. One of them is a green Medicaid card, and the other one is a priority health through Medicaid.
There it is. My neighbor's driving past on the world's slowest tractor. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm not really sure what I pressed there. Just give me a second here and I will get that back up. All right, there we go.
For a little over 3 hours, and nobody told me that they do not take Medicaid. So the whole time I was under the assumption that they do take Medicaid.
You did get the service performed.
I did. And I was there for the appointment lasted almost a little over 3 hours. And in that whole entire time, nobody said they did not take Medicaid.
Ms. Kelly, what's your response to that?
I guess I can't attest for what happened at like front desk when she checked in and what happened during her appointment. I wasn't there. So
Well, let's say that you got the service and you sent a check from your boss and your boss's account was overdrawn and the check bounced. You still got the service and you still owe for it. Whether or not they told you what happened in Medicaid, I can't answer that, but the bill has not been paid and you received the service.
Yes.
So let's look at the costs here. All right.
Let's skip on a bit.
It was 406.43.
Great. Both myself and my children have gone through some health issues in the last few years, hence why, we have Medicaid. My checks are being garnished right now for a car that I voluntarily gave back. It's the most I would be able to do would be maybe $20 or $40 a month at the most.
Is that acceptable, Ms. Kelly?
yes.
$20?
All right, that's kind of a boring one.
Cases without the defendants, then we'll probably do the case last. The next case is Advanced Foot and Ankle versus Christy Hosteller, 22674 SC.
Anybody know what court Deborah Rogers is in?
The defendant is not here.
Default judgment, then, I guess.
Once again, Michelle Kelly is here. This is a claim for $244.82. Having been paid on that, Ms. Kelly?
There is not.
Any contact from the defendant?
There is not.
She is subject to default. Damages are $244.82. The court costs.
I'll check that out here in a minute.
$288.47. Here it's default. Okay. That takes care of both of your cases.
Yeah.
Difficult to collect them. Ms. Kelly, you can go on. Trevor, let's take up your case. Could you unmute your mic?
Okay, sorry.
I'm gonna ask you both to swear your oath, but Jane, I'll be asking the questions primarily of you. Ian. Swear now. So, I mean, I had a case on this some weeks ago. And I had a judgment in your behalf. She was present. And we made a finding at that time. That the rent was $1,285 plus a bounce check fee of $10 plus cost for $1,392.14. I gave the plaintiff immediate possession. Your claim here is for $1,449.79. What are your additional costs?
Okay, the original one was for the demand of possession, $55. And then I had a serving fee this time for $42.14, plus the forms I had to get for the eviction of $4, and then the small claims filing fee. Now maybe, I don't know if the serving fee is included in that small claims filing
No,
fee.
we'll put it out separately.
Okay,
For a total. I'm not sure if you've got the filing fee included in there. If you've got a double dip, because we've added it in here also.
well, that's a question I have.
Now, let me ask this, was there a security deposit?
Yes, there was a security deposit,
All right, how much was that?
$360.
You have not subtracted that from the total?
No, I have not.
All right, so let's go to that original judgment figure.
It looks like, if I look at this correctly, it looks like maybe I do have that filing or serving fee in there twice.
All right, we'll start with the original judgment.
Okay,
The original judgment.
All right, let's roll on and see if there's anything good.
$95, $1,032.14 club. These things no longer have a date on them because they don't expire. The judgments used to be good for 6 years, now they're good indefinitely. And when you can pursue collection remedies, the last address we have for her is Wilbur Road. So,
all right, thank you so much.
all right, now we're going to do our next default. Now we'll deal with Ms. Raguth, and we'll deal with Ms. Cass, and Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, would you please raise your right hand? You swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief.
Yes, I do.
All right, Mr. Swikowski did a dry run this morning. Make sure you got here. And we're all hooked up. We're all set. So let me make a note, sir.
Tony down the bottom right seems really pleased to be in court.
File 22760 SC, titled Casey Swikowski versus Robert Lavert. Mr. Swikowski gave Mr. Lavert $1,500 for a project on his property for a concrete driveway. He never showed up, never did the driveway, and
Took the money and bunked out.
the money. Is that about it, Mr. Swikowski?
Yes. Basically, I've copied several correspondence that I tried to do with him, you know, via texts and phone calls and everything else. And when I could get a hold of him,
Just like your one, Johnny.
just gave excuses.
Sorry I missed you the other night, Johnny. I panned out, man.
Project's supposed to take place.
Within a week after the initial deposit.
And when did you write the check?
April 1st.
April Fool's Day.
And it was cashed within an hour after he received
Yeah,
it.
I'm sure it was. It's probably spent half an hour after that. Two, he's able to appear on criminal cases, driving suspended.
Oh, shit.
If he did show up, I was going to address that. Further complicated things, I've seen him drive past my house on way to the Harley Davidson. I know he's
And he waves.
for his criminal cases.
That's brilliant.
Nice.
Sounds like some shit I do.
Question. I find by default that he owes you $1,500 for a project you paid for and he never did any work.
That's so funny, though.
Work costs are $63.65, $78.94 for a total default judgment of $1,642.59.
So he rides past the judge's house, knowing full well that the judge knows that he's not supposed to be driving, and he just pops him a wave, like, come and get me, fucker. That's kind of funny. I know it's awful. Like, he shouldn't be doing that.
Does that, Your Honor, does that include I know that includes the filing fee, but does that include the serving fee also?
Yes, it does. The serving fee is $78.94.
That's so funny, man.
Now, like I said, this judgment is good forever. Collecting on it may be something else. He owes money to the court and he hasn't shown up for court, so we're about to issue a benchmark for his arrest.
Oh, shit.
If I do find him, they can advise you of that, but I'm not sure where he's staying. Was down in Mockville, and I don't know where he is now.
Yeah, that's where he was when they finally found him to serve him for my case.
I think this guy got his camera during the Civil War.
My dad, I'll make sure you get paid. Is that your dad or his dad?
Yeah, that's what his dad supposedly. That's
Take care, Cindy. And Minnie's doing great.
I did finally get a hold of him. He had nothing but excuses. And I mean,
His father died several
you
years
see, I corresponded. Oh, did he really? See, well,
Yeah, his father didn't pass away this spring. He died several years.
Whew.
So there was no death of his father and there was no funeral arrangements. So this is borderline criminal fraud, but it is a civil case, and I've given you the judgment. We'll send it to you if and when he does catch up with me and attempt to collect on this. It's going to be very difficult. But I gave you your judgment for $1,642.59. All right.
That was actually a really good one. That's pretty funny. I'm going to clip that one. Hold on a sec. Jen, come here, love. I'm going to call the boss, right? Listen to this. So I'm just watching civil court here, right? This guy was supposed to pave a guy's driveway with concrete, took the money, didn't do the job, and disappeared.
Yeah.
And he told the judge that he didn't know where to find the guy. And the judge said, funnily enough, we're looking for him too. He's wanted on a bench warrant for driving without a license. The judge says that the ironic thing is that the guy drives past his house all the time on a Harley Davidson, knowing full well that the judge knows he's not supposed to be driving, and pops him a wave every single time.
No.
Like, that's
Just needs to run out there.
the judge just needs to run out and tackle him off the motorcycle, like 100%. Is Minnie available?
I will see.
See how she feels. So yeah, that was quite something. That, like, I mean, that guy's got some cast iron balls, like, big time.
thank you.
Okay, I'll send you. Could you unmute your microphone? Yes,
Sick Boy says, have 2 mini weenies as well. Johnny O has a mini weenie, actually, as it happens. There she is. Oh, she just woke up. Hello, my baby girl. What is going on with your ears? So this is the reason why I was awake all night last night. This little lady right here, she's doing much, much better, aren't you, darling? Like a couple hours ago, what was she like? She was like breathing really, really fast, and she was whimpering and crying, and she wouldn't eat. And then we came home. She got a scary injection and all the rest of it. And then we came home and gave her a bit of ham, and she munched it back. She wanted more, I think, but we didn't want to give her too much all in one go. But she's doing really, really well, and she was super brave. I was so scared. I was actually really upset. I was actually on the verge of tears at one point because I was scared that it was some neurological thing, because chihuahuas get those things. And living on a farm as well, there's a lot of dirty things around that she might have picked up or whatever. So I was really worried about that. Rose Woman, I left her for $10. Thank you so much. Says, no, I'm late, but wanted to suggest getting a doggy ramp for your Minnie. That's actually a really good idea. I was telling them about what we put around the bed and the couch to cushion her if she did jump off. And then she says, I have them for my miniature dachshund. Oh, lovely. And they're great for puppers. Yeah, I know it's a common thing with dashies that they jump off things and they hurt their backs. And they have tiny little foots. And Haley Taylor, thank you so much for £20. Thank you very much indeed. Says super duper chat. For the US trip, have fun, my demon lord. Ooh, I like that. I like the sound of that. I am. I have a really cool idea that I'm working on with my friend that owns the property here about maybe taking an acre of land and selling lordships, but do really funny.
And make a cult.
And make a cult, yeah. No, but we were talking about maybe doing some funny, oh, she really wants to go back to you. There you go, sweetheart. Doing funny, Demon Lord.
Oh, yeah.
So what I would do, because we have, well, I say we, I don't own it, he does. There's an acre of land that they want to put a new forest on. They want to
Lord of the underworld.
Well, what they want to do, he wants to plant ancient tree species. So ash, oak, what other ancient trees in Ireland? Holly, all the ancient species of trees. So they want to set aside an acre or two just to do that. So I was saying, I'll pay for them. I'll pay for the saplings, right? So I was thinking of selling really cool, those become a Scottish Lord things.
Yeah.
Do an Irish demon one, because it's not legal in Ireland. It's not illegal, but there's no legal standing. You're not actually a lord. But do a demon lord, and then for everybody that buys one, I'll plant a sapling. Wouldn't that be pretty cool? I just thought it was a cool idea, but I'm going to wait until such a time as I have my website set up so I can actually do it properly. Knights of Ni for $2 says, hit that like, fam. Thank you so much indeed. And Lolly, we have a massive holly tree right outside our door, a massive one. And Joshua Lee for $5, thank you so much, says, the whole fiasco with Deborah is if Chili stuck around. My bet is that, as Maury would say, was a lie. Of course it is. He doesn't actually care about that lady. He just wants, she's not worth anything to him anymore. So he's like, yeah, whatever. Okay, I'm done with her now. Anyway, let's see what goes on here.
Do you swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief?
I do.
Are you Ira Jean Raymond?
Yes.
And it would appear she's streaming live from the moon.
These cases in our
True story.
you obtained a judgment against the defendant, and you're diligent in attempting to collect on it.
Yes. He did pay me $300. And I haven't been able to contact him since. He doesn't answer calls or letters.
I had to get the whole file. I didn't have it. So we had a hearing. By default, I made a finding that you owe $3,060 plus court costs for a total of $3,198.65.
Lady in the background coming in hot.
And 65 cents. In an attempted to collect on this, you had a previous discovery subpoena. You had a second subpoena served on him. It was personally served on him. July 15th of 2022, telling him to appear by Zoom today at 3 p.m. He is not here and he is in contempt of court.
Oof. Straight up with a contempt. I'll get to your super chat here in a minute, Desert.
This is the second discovery hearing.
Excuse me.
He's subpoenaed, it's not a birthday party invitation, it's an order to appear in court at a certain time of day.
That's awesome. I have a fucking castle, so whatever, bro. I literally do.
Current technique has been to ignore everything and hope it'll go away.
She's doing great, Chelsea. Thanks so much for asking.
He's failed to appear. It was personally served with subpoena.
Wonder if they'll issue a bench warrant. They can do that in a civil, because that's the thing about civil court that some people might not understand. It depends on the jurisdiction. I always say that because it's important to clarify that it does depend on jurisdiction entirely. But in Australia, in certain jurisdictions in Ireland, and in certain jurisdictions in the US, I think most jurisdictions in the US are probably the same in this regard. If so, you can't be held criminally liable, essentially, kind of in a civil court. That's a very lay way of putting it. But what happens is, if the court makes an order and then you refuse to follow that order, then you can be found in contempt of court. So that's how it becomes a criminal matter for some of these people. So he is being held in contempt of court. Now, whether or not there'll be a bench warrant issued for him to answer for that contempt of court charge, or actually contempt of court finding, that's going to be an interesting one to see.
Going to issue a bench warrant for his arrest.
Hey, Mitch Norris, good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well.
Bond is $500 cash only.
So he's putting him on bond for that. That's wicked. Hey, Pat's Cats is in the house.
You're going to have to contact the civil division to discuss with them how to procure this bench warrant. If he gets arrested on the bench warrant, he posts $500 bond. We'll set a hearing, and you can have our discovery hearing. If he does not post bond, he will sit in jail until such time as we can have a discovery. So the subpoena was personally served. It was in order to appear. He's been so difficult to contact. I'm not going to do an order to show cause.
So I love about Judge Middleton, he's very fair. Like, he will put the hammer down on a guy like this who was formed for screwing people over and not showing up to court to pay their fines. And he says, okay, well, fine, bench warrant, find you in contempt, held him on bond. So, you know, he makes people pay for it. I think that's a very good way of doing it. The thousands of hours I spent in court in Australia, only once ever have I seen somebody taken into custody on a bench warrant for contempt of court. And it happened all the time, but they always got away with it.
So he's going to have to put up $500 cash
I bet he was a hippie back in the day.
only, or go to jail until such time as we can set up a discovery. It tends to get people's attention. We don't have
Damn straight.
prison, you can't go to
That's a
jail
big
for
chihuahua.
being civil debt. You can go to jail for ignoring a duly served person.
It's fine, Your Honor. I already just explained that. No need.
So this is and we do these many times a year in civil cases. You can only duck it for so long. If you show up each time and say, well, I don't have any money, there's nothing really else you can do.
Yeah, that's a different story.
My direction to you is to contact the civil department regarding
That's a
this
good point.
bench warrant. Do you have any questions?
How do I contact?
Jesus,
him?
Joanne, turn off the fucking tanning machine.
The same way you file a case.
Just FYI, these Irish Demon in the USA cups are available on my merch store, linked below, I think, or somebody might link it for me. Makes the coffee taste better. Good to see you, James.
After I contact them, what do I do?
Instructions, because this is your venture, this is your plaintiff in the matter. You're gonna have some obligation to attempt to assist on yourself. But they'll give you some further advice from there.
Oh, okay. Well, there does $300 come off of that judgment, but
You fucking take that back, Dave. Coffee's the best.
$70 is added to it.
But bad coffee is bad.
Win the day here. But at this point, he's blown off my subpoena, so we're gonna.
Blew off your what? Sorry, that's kind of bold.
All right, you're good to go.
Thank you.
I can make that available again, Sick Boy, if you want me to. No problem. I'll make that available again tonight for a night or two. It's no problem, or as long as you need. Ah, cute dog. Oh my God, that's a cute dog, man. Look at her little face. Oh.
Okay, yeah, I hear you.
You have your legal assistant there with you.
What a cutie.
This matter is entitled Joanne Cass versus Anthony. The file number is 2.
He wins.
35SC.
Doing good, Smitty. Doing really good, buddy.
Yes.
Hope you're doing well.
You're Anthony Mayer.
Yes, sir.
Will you both please raise your right hand?
My pleasure, mate. No problem.
Affirm any testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief.
I hope I still have it available in the store, but if not, I'll make one available just for you.
We're in the small claims court. It's a separate division of.
Oh yeah, actually, just as a total side note, if anybody wants anything personalized or anything like that in the merch store, no problem. I can do it for you. Just let me know. I'll be happy to do it. No worries.
Your treat.
Can you give me a treat?
Yeah.
Oh, this will be good. All right. Wait now. Close my eyes.
Yeah.
What do you? Did you trip over something?
No, that's a great toe.
Something stuck to your toe?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me fix
That's
my
not
hair.
what's going in your mouth. Not the toe thing.
I mean, I don't kink shame, but that's not my kind of game. But anyway, all right.
Close your eyes.
It
Close
is-
them.
Oh, fine.
I'll put it in your mouth.
Oh, no, you're not putting it in my mouth.
It's not gross.
Oh, is it? Can I just ask a question?
What?
Sorry, that's really funny. Look at the cute little dog.
Oh my god.
Isn't it beautiful?
Adorable.
Robert Kennedy says, objection, trying to influence the judge with adorableness.
Yeah.
Sustained but allowed. All right. Is it sweet or savory?
Savory.
Oh, shit. Okay, go on.
Hey, I can see you. Not
Sorry. Okay. Sorry, I don't know why I was doing that. Oh, shit. What was that?
Wasabi peanut.
Oh, no shit.
There's a kick off them, isn't there?
There's a fucking kick off, I'm all right. I nearly kicked the fucking computer off the wall. What's it? Wasabi what?
Wasabi peanut.
Why? Why is that a thing?
Because they taste amazing. I know you
Wasabi.
don't like wasabi though, so I did it.
But is it even wasabi? It's not really. It's like
I don't know,
horseradish.
it's fake wasabi, but it tastes like wasabi.
Why would you do that to me? What did I ever do? Oh, well, that's fair enough.
Puns.
One time I was feeding you. Do you remember I was feeding you the what were they called? The dusty peanuts. What are they called?
Dusty peanut.
Yeah. You know dusty peanuts.
Yeah, like the flavored peanuts. Like-
Dry roasted
Yeah,
peanuts. Remember I swapped out a dog treat in one of them. That was so funny. One time, a lady who shall not be named anymore, related to Jen, was in the kitchen and I left a bowl of tiny training dog treats on the table. She thought they were a snack. I told her stop eating the snacks and she took a handful of them and went hum, ate them and liked them. Because she came into the kitchen and she was like, do you have any more of those I think she called them like bar nuts or something. I was like, what? I was like, what are you talking about? She was like, the little treats that were in the bowl. I was like, the little kind of beef flavored ones, beef and chicken flavored. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they were like kind of yellow and kind of brown. I was like, oh yeah, yeah. She was like, do you have any more of those? I said, yeah, I do. Yeah. Opened the dog food box. I was like, here they are. Oh, fucking hell. Anyway, let me just read a couple of super chats here before we continue. Desert Chill, good to see you, my friend, for $9.99. Says, we use ramps for our little chihuahua whose hip goes out occasionally. That way he can get up on the couch and give Amazon drivers hell. Yeah, mine do too. Although the Amazon driver came this morning and she didn't make a peep because she was too sick, I suppose. Joshua Lee, thank you so much for $10, says, oh, sorry, my eyes just were like, nope, not today. Says, the other thing I found that works for my pets are what are called pet steps. Yeah, we were looking at those, weren't we? They're more of a sturdy foam and have a washable cover. They also hold it down for storage and cost around $50. We should check those out. Let's get some of those. Stephen Alley for $2 says, I swap out pepperonis and Slim Jims. Oh, you nasty, nasty human being. Slim Jims are those sausage things that I like. They're not called Slim Jims here, but pepperamis. That is hilarious. Don't get me wrong, but nasty out. All right, let's see here now.
There is no formal it's being broadcast live on YouTube.
Represent.
It's not an official record. In the small claims court, neither side is allowed to have an attorney.
Objection. He's clearly got a pup tourney right there. He's got a pup tourney. That's a puppy too, I think. That's a young dog anyway. But nonetheless, that is a pup tourney right there.
Small claims court, any decision made here is final. Once we begin, any decision stands, there's no right to appeal. We don't strictly follow the rules of evidence or procedure. I don't allow hearsay, letters, text, emails, that sort of thing.
I want to get some Drovers, which is it's like a Slim Jim, but it's jerky from South Africa. I used to get it in Australia all the time. I cannot get it in Ireland. So if anybody knows a good place to get Drovers delivered, let me know, and I will buy plenty of it.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, what?
In addition, Mr. Mayor has filed a counterclaim. He's answered the action and filed a counterclaim for.
I'm kind of with you on that one too, Dan, to be honest. I mean, it's a beautiful dog. Not really appropriate though.
I went through it several times and I couldn't find the nugget of how this relationship first began.
Be an emotional support dog.
Ms. Ken-
Could be an emotional support dog. We had a lady come into court one time, no word of a lie. I remember coming home to you and saying, I don't know what kind of drugs I accidentally took last night. A woman came into court, no kidding, with the biggest macaw I've ever seen, albeit the only macaw I've ever seen in real life. You know what a macaw is, right? It's like ginormous red parrot, but they're fucking huge, man. She rolls in a wheelchair, an electric wheelchair, with this huge bird on her shoulder. And I was sitting at what we call the PSEP, the primary security checkpoint, where we scan for weapons and stuff like that. She comes rolling up and I looked at her and I was like, is that real? And then it just, no word of a lie. It was standing like this, like dead straight, like didn't move. And I was like, is that real? And then it just went like, what? And I was like, I didn't ask you, I asked her. Swear to God, this huge fucking bird anyway. So she said it's my emotional support animal. And the law in Australia is a bit weird around that because you can have pretty much any animal you want as an emotional support animal. The legality of it, however, if it's a guide dog or an assistance dog that's trained for a specific reason, medical reason, then they're allowed. If it's not, then it's a gray area.
It's kind of up to
But it's also not lawful to ask for proof. So someone can just say it's a guide dog. I've done it once with the Chihuahua. Remember that? Took a Chihuahua into the shop in under my arm in a blanket. Completely harmless. Come on. Cleaner than most of the people that were going in and out of that shop. And that Karen working there, that I see her all the time. She's such a horrible bastard. Anyway, she was like, you can't bring a dog in here. I said, she's my guide dog. No, she's a 2-pound Chihuahua. I was like, she's my guide dog. She goes, guide dogs are Labradors. I was like, they can be. I was like, they're not all Labradors. And then so we were going out and she was like, well, what does she guide you for? So you're not blind. I said, well, she guides me to the dog treats that I buy for her. I didn't lie. She was guiding me. But yeah, I shouldn't have done that. That was probably bad. But you know, fuck her, whatever. I don't care. But anyway, let's move on. But yeah, she came in with a ginormous parrot, like fucking Captain Jack Sparrow. Of course I left her in. The parrot was harmless. Do you know what I mean? It only bit 4 people. Like, it was no big deal. But it did shit everywhere, but only on her back and the back of the wheelchair. So I was like, look, you're taking that home with you, so I don't care. Like, you know, I didn't get paid enough to care about a big, ginormous fucking parrot on her shoulder. But it was a big parrot.
Mayor was gonna help him locate or at least review a property on Horseshoe Drive in Fabian's Township for building a house. Mr. Mayor indicates there was more to it than that. There were actually 3 properties, including one in Plainwell, another one here in St. Joe County. He contends he did more. So there's no original contract. The first reference is dated September 20.
Excuse me.
uh, 23rd of 21. Earlier this year, we hired you to assess a lot for sale on Horseshoe Court. Prior to sending the check for $400, you stated you would refund the balance owed in full if the amount was not used. So, Ms. Cass, let's start with you. How did you find Mr. Mayor, and how did you happen to contract with him to provide service to you?
It started out because we were looking at a property, specifically the 320 Horseshoe Court. And we were interested in the property, I should say. And I just
Puppy's
got this
being
name
cute
from
as hell.
somebody, I don't recall who.
Oh my
in the
God.
area that gave me his name as a builder. I was looking for somebody that was
Look at that puppy. He's loving that.
to look at a property and give us a professional opinion if it was a good property to build on. I wanted to make sure, Judge, that you have, in addition to, you mentioned something in September. In my affidavit.
Me too. Little tiny pigs.
Between us.
They're smart too.
Myself. I also, okay, and then there
I
was.
have a letter from Mr. Mayor.
Okay, yeah, so there also should be a letter from me.
They're amazing
to
creatures,
Mr.
Naomi.
Mayor.
Absolutely.
So I'm flipping through my stacks of paper here that I sent to him September 23rd. You mentioned that. Prior to that, there are some email messages that I sent to him in June and July. I sent that, a copy of that with the affidavit. I'm not sure if you have that.
Absolutely right.
Scavenger hunch to figure out what is what and how all this is.
Pigs are super
Okay.
smart.
The original agreement to you to give him $400 to do what?
Okay, so I'll go ahead and explain that if you would like me to, Your Honor.
Yeah, that's what he's asking.
Okay, so I first contacted Mr. Mayor. It was either Thursday, February 18th or the 19th. I'm not certain. It was one of those 2 days for sure, because shortly after.
Of 2021?
Yes. That's when I wrote a check to him for $400, and that should have also been attached to an affidavit.
It
Dated.
was.
Okay.
I had a guy in court one time call it an alpha. He had it written down that in an email to the court letting us know why he wasn't going to be there or whatever. And he said because he couldn't get his alpha David, like an alpha guy called David, signed by a notary or whatever.
So in that memo, I
Yep.
actually put down that this is for 300 or 320 Horseshoe Court.
God, that dog's cute, man.
Property that he mentions.
What is it, a Maltese?
Horseshoe Court, Plainwell. And so I
No,
contacted.
it's Plainwell. Just a minute. I thought we were talking about Horseshoe Drive on Quarry Lake.
No. It's a
Horseshoe Court is in Plainwell.
Yes.
All right.
So I first contacted him to get his professional opinion if it was a good lot to build on. We were not able to visit the lot at that time. My husband works most weekends, that's besides the point, but we were interested in a lot from what we saw online.
It's definitely not a Westie anyway.
And so during conversation with Mr. Meyer, He
I was
said
thinking
he would help
Maltese
us.
too.
There was no mention of a desire for a contract.
She's so
He also
cute.
did not mention that he would be charging for
I want
my
some water.
charging time just to have a conversation with me or text messages. That was never discussed also. What we did talk about specifically.
Excuse me. Oh yeah, it is a Shih Tzu.
Look at the property. He said he'd be happy.
Probably a Maltese Shih Tzu cross. They're super popular.
An hour each way. He wanted to be paid for his travel time, which I agreed to verbally. And so it agreed.
Didn't you have a Shih Tzu before, Alan? That's my buddy Alan from, like, we're best buds from when we were kids. I think you had a Shih Tzu. I was at a Shih Tzu once. It only had one dog in it. Boomps. Anyway, that's awful.
About $50 an hour, I believe. Travel time, he said we would pay for that. He wanted an advance payment, which was also fine. That's why I wrote a check, I believe, the same day we talked for $400. And basically we came down to wanting to look at the property. And then also he mentioned he can make a phone call if there's some questions about it or some online searches. That part, my understanding from conversation with Mr. Mayor was that an online search, just to look at.
Don, I just dropped it down there now, so let me know how that sounds. That might be a bit better.
A map or something, the property, deed restrictions, whatever there might be, and also calls to the city for like zoning rules, for example, that would be a very small part.
Yawn.
So he gives up a half a day of his time as a builder to go look at your lot. I thought it was like that's worth $400 to me.
Well, he didn't actually, well, if I could interrupt, if you don't mind, Your Honor, he never actually went to the lot. He mentioned during that phone call that he was busy that weekend, and this was not something that was urgent. We just asked if he would be willing and able to assess the lot. He said he was. He also mentioned he was a single father at the time. I'm not sure of his current status. And he had a son that weekend, so he would not be able to look at the property immediately. And I said that was fine, when it fit in his schedule. Over the course of the weekend, the property came off the.
Okay, we interrupted this live broadcast for something that may be interesting. So there's a court that I watch from time to time, Payson Regional. And they've just gone live, and it's kind of a freaky court to watch. Floki's doing absolutely great. Absolutely great. So Payson Regional Court is live. Let's have a look what they've got going on. So they do these weird in custody hearings where the people are like behind bars, like literally in the cells sometimes. Steve.
This whole thing, it was a mistake.
No shit.
The morning crew was working and usually just let me go with the soda.
I have no idea, Mr. Grace. I have the allegation before me.
Hold on, let's roll it back. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, well. Better? Mr. Grace, you have a.
I'll get back to that.
Burglary in the third degree. You have the right to remain silent, the right to an attorney, understand those rights.
Yes, Your Honor.
As it is a felony allegation, you'll be scheduled for a preliminary hearing. The purpose of the preliminary hearing is to determine if there's evidence to hold you responsible to a higher court, at which time you'll be able to make a plea.
Your Honor, with this whole thing, it was a mistake. The morning crew was working and they usually just let me go with the soda.
I have no idea, Mr. Grace. I have the allegation before me. The state is required to file a formal charging document against you, which they may or may not do prior to your next court date. Bond date would be $250.
Your Honor, should I just ask for an OR?
You can, Mr. Grace, but you failed to appear like 15 times in this court, so I'm not likely to let you go. Sorry.
Well, Your Honor, because of what you said before, I've learned. That's why I've been showing up for the last 3 court dates. so I can get an OR.
Well, the state's required to file a formal complaint within 48 hours if they do not. You'll be released pending your next court date. Thank you.
I want to know what happened. What was that about soda? What, did he steal a soda? Like, got a felony charge for stealing soda? No, that was a weird one.
Tell me your true and correct name. And Mr. Begay, you have misdemeanor allegations relating to driving under the influence impaired. You have the right to remain silent, the right to an attorney, understand those rights.
Yes.
As it is a misdemeanor, you'll be scheduled for an arraignment. The purpose of the arraignment is to advise you of the minimum and maximum penalties and allow you to enter a plea at that time. You live here in Payson?
No, I live in Gilbert.
On Hearn Way?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Your phone number, does it end in the 4380?
Yes.
All right, so I will be releasing you pending your next court date. You're required, of course, to appear at all further proceedings, not commit any further criminal offenses, to notify the court of any change of address. Do you have any questions?
No.
You'll sign for your court date, sir. Tell me your name.
Stephen Felicia's.
Thank you. And Mr. Sandoval, you have allegations relating to possession of narcotic drug, possession of.
No shit.
You have the right to remain silent, the right to an attorney, understand those rights? And there are felony allegations you'll be scheduled for a preliminary hearing. The purpose of the preliminary hearing is to determine if there's evidence to hold you responsible to a higher court, at which time you'll be able to make a plea. You live here in Payson? Do you have a current pending case? Secure it.
Yes.
So I will be releasing you pending your next court date. You're of course required to appear at any court dates.
Oh, excuse me.
As there are felony allegations currently, the state is required to file a formal complaint against you, which they may or may not do prior to your next court date. Possibly complaint could come at a later date. You would be notified by warrant or by summons.
Thank you. Yes, I understand.
Okay. Any questions?
I'm being released today.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Next.
How this works, can Superior Court bump in over you or?
No, it'll be busy.
Okay.
Hey, Damien. Good to see you, buddy. Excuse me. What a cough. Hey, Laurie. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Are we caught up to live? I think we are. Yeah. All right. We'll go back to the other one for a time.
And so he did not actually go to the lot and actually see it. I believe he probably made a phone call. And that's why when I asked for a partial refund, again, I want to clarify, I stated at multiple places by text, by letter, by email. We knew he did some work, a phone call, but he didn't actually physically go to the property. We wanted to compensate for his call, which I thought it was being generous by paying $100, which probably was one phone call, a few minutes, but, anyways, let's go ahead and continue.
It's a lot of probablys.
So, there's a text message which actually shows for sure, you know, over the course of the weekend it came off the market. There's probably really not much else to do for that property. However, we were going to be available to look at some other properties. 3 weeks later, he mentioned that he had 3 lots for sale if we wanted to drive by those lots that he owned. And those are all in Three Rivers. So there's nothing for him to drive to or do, in my opinion, because he owned those lots already. We drove by those properties. We told him we were interested in one of them, but we found out through another source, not through Mr. Mayor, that his property that he owned had a restriction that you had to build a certain size house, 1,800 square feet or larger. And that's answer to that. That's never been Mr. Mayor around that time that he said he was not interested in selling just a lot without building.
See if this gets juicy.
The important thing is the main thing we were paying for that we thought was going to take the chunk of time was travel time, and he never needed to go to any lots on our behalf to look at any properties. And I do have that covered. If you look through the text message and the emails, we did want to compensate for what I believe he did for us, but he never responded, so I never had a reason to think otherwise, that I wasn't being reasonable.
I just want to hear his side of it now, because I think we've heard all we need to hear from her pretty much. Excuse me.
18th, 2021. She said she was interested in purchasing a piece of property in Otsego. I think that was the Otsego property. Was the first one that she talked to me about. She wanted it inspected right away. I told her I had my son that weekend and I was busy that week. But I could do those things, but it's a lot of late.
All right, this one's a snooze fest. Fuck this.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Pace and see if that happens there. And if not, then we'll go watch the 2 videos that I got today. They are hilarious. Jesus.
Your true and correct name? Tell me your true and correct name. Thank you. And Ms. Sears, you have allegations, felony allegations of possession of dangerous drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia. Have the right to remain silent, the right to an attorney, understand those rights.
Yes.
And there are felony allegations you'll be scheduled for a preliminary hearing. The purpose of the preliminary hearing is to determine if there's evidence to hold you responsible to a higher court, at which time you'd be able to make a plea. Do you live in Salt Basin?
Yes.
You have a P.O. box?
Yes.
What is it?
1572.
So you'll be released pending your next court date. You'll sign for your other questions? Yeah, thank you.
That's it. All right, so that's the end of pacing. They can be quite hit and miss. Sometimes they're really, really good, and sometimes they're not so great. So anyway, fucking allergies, man. Allergies are killing me since I moved back home. So what we're going to have a look at here now is we have, right, what do you want first? Do you want Karen? Hold on, let me make sure this is the correct one. Okay, so do you want a Karen being too loud and then getting upset about it, about being asked to quieten down, or do you want the creepy guy? Let me know in the side chat, Karen or creep. I'm just going to load them both anyway so that they're ready to go. Hold on there now. Okay, so that's the Karen one. And the other one is the creepy guy. And I mean, I'm not even kidding when I say creepy guy. Like, this guy's an absolute freak. All right, so we got 2 votes on Karen so far, 3. Okay, we're going with Karen. Here goes.
Morning, Your Honor.
Now, just so you know, I didn't take this recording, so I've only watched bits and pieces of it, so I'm not 100% sure if it came out well or not, so we'll see.
Shemke, pairing me up with my client's timing sense of matter being heard via Zoom.
All right, and Ms. Mendoza, your name, please?
Dawn Mendoza.
Thank you so much, Haley, for gifting 5 memberships to people. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay, and so,
Now, just to clarify, the annoying sound you're hearing in the background, that's intentional. So that's meant to be here.
ma'am, I don't know if you're by a fan or what, but that's hitting into our record.
I'm sorry?
Do you have a fan on near you?
No, I'm at my job, actually.
Okay, you need to go into a quiet location because whatever the sound is there at work is interrupting the record.
She's got a Karen bun and a head that kind of looks like a pear.
Okay, that's more quiet.
Hold on.
The judge's face. Look at her face. That's the face Jen does.
Is this quiet?
Me all the time.
Yes, that's better. We're going back on the record in the manner of Dawn Mendoza. And so, ma'am, no, off the record. Ma'am, on your Zoom instructions, it tells you to go, that you need to be in a quiet location.
I apologize. This is where I've had every meeting is in the exact same little office, so I'm not. Hold on.
Have you seen this one yet, Jen? The Karen. Okay.
Like this, but it's got 4 wheels on it and handles in the back. You know what I'm saying?
Quiet enough?
Yes, thank you very much.
Oh, she said that's so cheeky, man. She said that's so fucking cheeky. Like, quiet enough for you? Sorry to inconvenience you, Karen.
Quiet enough?
Yes, thank you very much. We're going back on the record in the matter of Dawn Mendoza. And,
That was pure cheek, lads. That was pure cheek. She's got enough cheek for another arse.
ma'am, you're here for a probation violation. It's allowed you to test positive for alcohol on August 1st, as well as hydrocodone. And you're currently on probation for operating visibly impaired. And counsel, what's happening today?
Your Honor, I've reviewed my client's constitutional rights to a violation probation hearing that will not be necessary. She's not going to contest those results. I'd like an opportunity to allocate on her behalf. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And ma'am, please raise your right hand. Your other right hand, please.
Your other right hand? That's the second time I've seen that happen today. I think I recorded the other one as well.
Thank you. And ma'am, please raise your right hand. Your other right hand, please.
Your other right hand.
You solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this man the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
I don't know what that noise is back there anymore now.
I know, I'm trying to get rid of it.
Okay, thank you. All right. And so, all
Sorry.
right, and you solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this man the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you. All right, and after the allegation, you tested positive for alcohol and hydrocodone. How do you plead?
Not guilty, but I have the prescription for hydrocodone. Not guilty. I mean, yes, I'm guilty. Okay.
Okay.
Wait, what?
And so,
For hydrocodone. Not guilty. I mean, yes, I'm guilty.
The lawyer's face.
okay. And so you're pleading guilty?
Yes. But I do have a prescription for hydrocodone.
Okay, and we'll go, well, counsel.
So, all right, I haven't seen this part, so I'm just going to say, if she has a prescription for hydrocodone, right, it depends on the scenario. So, and it also depends on Robert Kennedy, Jesus. How do you plead? Yes. Jesus Christ, Bridge the Divide. Says, what's the thumb on trial for? Oh, Jesus. Oh, I've got the worst allergies, man. I was going to say, oh yeah, so usually when you get put on bond, they say no alcohol or any drugs unless prescribed. So I'm going to have a wild guess that maybe she was prescribed it way before for something and not prescribed it since she was put on bond. And I guess depending on whether or not the prescription's like an ongoing prescription, like a monthly thing or not, then that'll depend basically.
Is that something we're going to address at the,
Yes, Judge. That's, I will allocate and
okay,
after when I'm given an
all
opportunity.
right. Okay, thank you. All right, and so ma'am, you've gone over your advice of rights with your attorney, correct?
Yes,
And as to, and you understand those rights?
yes.
Ma'am,
It looks like somebody put a pair of glasses on a circumcised penis. Just saying.
ma'am, this is not working. There's too much background noise.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry.
Here's what we're gonna do.
Sorry. Yes.
Ma'am, no, ma'am, what we're going to do is we're going to adjourn this to next week and you can come in person because this is not working. There's been 4 interruptions and we're not going to continue to do that. So I will indicate that the probation violation was not held. We'll adjourn this to next week.
I can take the day off and do it from home. I've done every court visit from this same location. I apologize.
All right, and we'll do it in person.
You can tell she hates not getting her own way. Like her face, the way she went there when she said, okay, we're going to do it in person. She's like, Haley says, happy to swell the ranks of the cult of the D army. Oh, I like the sound of that.
And we'll do it in person. Okay, August 29th at 9:45 a.m. You can go in after you're done here in court, ma'am, if that's what you prefer to do.
I'm sorry?
You can go into work when you're done here at court, but you need to be in person next week here at 9:45 on August 29th. And so then we will see you next week.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank
she's
you. All right, we're going
pissed.
to be off the record. Let me start. I'm sorry. You're correct. We're not on the record.
This part where she starts giving out in the background, it's really funny.
I've had every.
Oh, the judge's face. Oh, man. The judge was like, oh, what you going to say, lady? And then she decided to double check. Oh, man, she only looks like she was going to cry, not because she was sad, but because she didn't get her way. That's all it is. Logical Hillbilly says, I've seen better heads on a glass of beer. Oh, yes. Haley for $2, €2, £2 says, Parrot was resting, pining for the fjords. I like the sound of that. Cloud, my good buddy Alan says, ever come across any murder cases? Not on here, maybe one attempted, and but loads in real life, like in Australia, tons of them. Richard says, I hope to see you Irish in Kentucky. Absolutely. I will be in Kentucky, getting fucky in Kentucky. And I've got these shirts specially made for that event. Irish Demon, hold on, let me just get rid of the comment there. Irish Demon Fight Night, even though the fight's not going ahead, I'm still going to leave it there because it's really, really cool. You can get those in my merch store, and I've got the Irish Demon Fight Night mugs as well. Oh yeah, I turned off autofocus. But yeah, they're available in my merch store right now. You can go grab one of those for yourself, and it all helps to go support the trip. Really excited to go. The flights are booked, and the we're waiting on the whatchamacallit, waiting to get the hotel sorted out. So I'm just waiting to get paid so I can book the hotels. But other than that, really looking forward to it. Doggo is doing great. She's absolutely brilliant. She's a bit tired and a bit sore, but she's comfortable, and that's the most important thing. Pat's Cats for $2 says, put your pups' faces on coffee mugs. I'd buy. I will. I'll do one of that for sure. Oh yeah, these t-shirts, they're printed on the front in the Teespring store, and my one has it on the back as well because I'm special. So we got State Court of Fulton County is live right now, so we might check that out here. Let's have a look, and then we'll go have a look at the creepy guy. Let me see
Ask
now.
this court to not consider my client's juvenile history. We heard extensive charges that are juvenile offenses. This is his first adult arrest. He is presumed innocent. I am requesting a signature bond. Your Honor, in the alternative, Your Honor determines that he is ineligible, and I would ask for a bond of no more than $1,000.
Don't know why it won't show up on the screen for me. Give me a second here now. I might just need to adjust one thing. Yes, I do. But that's fine. Lolly has become a new member. Thank you very much indeed. Let me just open this up here. Has upgraded, sorry, to the Sadistic Sergeants. Thank you very much indeed. Right, so let me just open this thing. Sorry, there's a bit of jigging around needs to be done here when I'm jumping from stream to stream. But I'm going to just kind of scrub this video a little bit and see if there's anything juicy. Yeah, my computer's been super slow as well because not my computer, but the internet is being super slow.
And just his recent history. And so again, the state is asking for that $7,500 surety and that stay away, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, nothing further. All right, thank you both. Is there anything further from the state of defense? Both sides' arguments are duly noted by the court. Anything further? All right. Nothing further. Hearing none, at this time, the defendant is going to receive a $5,000 surety bond. He is to have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and he must stay away from the address on the court. And that means at least 1,000 yards from that address. All right. Is there anything further from either the state or the defense? Nothing from the defense. Thank you, Your Honor. All right. Best of luck to you, sir. Who do we have next? Position 23, Mr. Ubai. All right, Mr. Ubai, your case number is 22 CR 005592 G, in which you're charged with one count of simple battery family violence with the offense date of August the 20th.
That's awesome, Sean.
All right, Mr. Howard.
Second arrest, 2017 shopping.
All right, thank you. Ms. Duncan,
Hold on.
is that incorrect, Mr. Howard?
Hold on. Yeah, this is first arrest. I'm sorry, yeah. Co-worker screwed this bond assessment up. So the bond assessment, y'all got is incorrect. Essentially, first arrest.
Thank you.
Oh, hold on. That might be on me.
This is second.
Yeah, it's a second. It's an alias on here that says Jeffrey Peavy. So that's what it was. The first cycle is for Jeffrey Peavy. The second one is for this defendant. So it's second arrest.
All right, thank you. Ms. Duncan?
Yes, this incident did occur on August 20th, 2022. Two officers responded to 9995 Old Dogwood Road in reference to a domestic dispute that had occurred at 61 Old Holcomb Bridge, Wayne. Upon arrival, officers made contact with the victim in this case, Stephen Maxwell. He indicated to officers that his partner, the defendant in this case, had become upset because of the responsibilities related to surety bond.
There's no sound at all.
The victim in this case must stay away from 61 Old Holcomb Bridge Way, if that is where the victim
How about now?
resides. 1 day anger awareness, no alcohol, drugs, no weapons, and no further violations of Georgia law. The state was not able to make contact.
Dag nabbit. Okay. Oh, it sounds okay now? Okay.
In this case, however, I have been notified that the victim might be on the line, so you're going to put the sound for him.
All right, thank you. Ms. Kim, would you prefer to go before or after the victim? I'll leave it to you. All right, Mac. Raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and understanding?
He nearly put his hand through the roof.
Yes, I do.
All right, what would you like to tell the court? Of most interest is whether or not you'd like to have contact with the defendant.
I do want to have contact with the defendant, and I do want to return to normalcy. I do feel like that what happened on the morning of Saturday was a misunderstanding when we were trying to diffuse a situation. And unfortunately, I understand what the officer had to do, what protocol was. I hope the person had time to, think about their actions and reflect on that and grow from it. But I do want to.
What's going on up the back?
Normalcy and just grow
Top left.
Go forward.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Maxwell. I appreciate you coming and making that statement. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Obi is 30 years old, Your Honor, and they do reside together, and we would like to return home. As you know, Mr. Stephen Maxwell has no objection to stay away, nor we don't want to have any stay away nor further contact. Your Honor, we would like to have a no further violent contact so they can continue their relationships. Ms. Obi has resided here in Georgia for 5 years, and she has a secure job, gainfully employed as an IT cybersecurity team member. She has a
What is Stephen doing?
For theater and costume design major, and we would like to request for signature on bond for this case because she is recommended. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. At this time, the defendant will receive a $1,500 surety bond. She is to have no further violent contact with the alleged victim and have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Is there anything further from the state of the defense?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Nothing further from the state.
All right. Best of luck to you both. What do we have next?
Next, we have add-on 1, Chester. Harold Chester.
All right, good afternoon.
Your Honor, let me go to our next one. He is in the restroom.
I want to see what this one's about.
Favor.
Okay. Mr. Babers.
Mr. Favor.
Mr. Babers, your case number is 22CR00559F, in which you're charged with loitering or prowling and obstruction of a law enforcement officer with the offense date of August the 9th. Do you understand your constitutional rights?
I'm sorry, what?
You're charged with loitering and prowling and obstruction. Do you understand your rights here today? All right.
Excuse me, you say something?
I don't want you to, please, and remember you have a right to remain silent. I don't want you to say anything that might affect your case. The best thing to do is allow Ms. Kim to represent you, okay? If there's
Hey, Tammy.
at the end that pertains to the bond, the court will hear it, all right? Mr. Howard.
Well, I don't have that. He wasn't on my food sheet, so I don't know how you made it.
All right, we'll defer to the state. Ms. Duncan.
Yes, Your Honor, this defendant has 30 cycles that go back in Georgia that go back to 1992. This defendant is listed as a multi-state offender and a Georgia convicted felon. In the last 20 cycles alone, this defendant has a probation revocation from 2012, marijuana possession charge from a conviction from 2018, a 2015 possession of cocaine and driving with license suspended conviction, and a 2019 ag assault willful obstruction, possession of a firearm, possession of a firearm or knife during the commission of a felony, ordering and prowling and giving false information conviction, as well as a probation violation arrest in 2020, an FTA in 2015, and FTA in 2018. This defendant also has an open case, 21 CR 0068886C, which is criminal trespass, loitering, and prowling. And there's an additional open case, 22 CP 11660 for possession of Schedule 1 substance, 3 counts, simple battery count.
Just I want to let you guys know, if it wasn't for Colin here, colon, sorry, we wouldn't have the sound. Even though I know the sound quality is poor, that's not anybody's fault other than Colin's. No, that's just the way the court sound is. It's just not great. But massive shout out to Colin. He's been helping me with this channel for so long with technical stuff. So you know how bad I am. Can you imagine how bad I would be if I didn't have Colin there helping me? So thanks so much, mate. I appreciate all your help always.
Violence or count, possession of drug-related objects, manufacture of a controlled substance. In this case, Your Honor, there is a $4,000 total surety bond. That's $2,000 per charge. The state is going to be asking that this bond remain as set. In this case, the defendant was seen on the victim's ring, the camera, wearing a white tank top and tan shorts and sneakers. When officers arrived on scene, they canvassed the area, and the defendant was located at the incident location of 1049 Meadowland Circle, wearing the described clothing, and were confronted by the officers about being on the property. He fled
I'll be there. Don't you worry. I will be there.
Does have a concern that this defendant is a flight risk, given the recent FTAs as well as the open cases. We have a concern that this defendant is a danger to the community and this particular victim, given the violent convictions and the facts alleged in this case. We're going to additionally ask that there be no further contact with the victim, stay away from the incident location, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and no further violations of Georgia law. If the court will go to Ms. Kim, I'll be able to get the first name for you, and I'll put it on record at that time of the victim.
All right, thank you. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. We would like to request for signature on bond for Mr. Babers. He is 53 years old, and this incident happened on August 9, 2020, more than 2 years ago, Your Honor. And nothing has been happened ever since then for the neighbors. That's where he resides. An incident happened right near the neighbor. There was misunderstanding. We were like, he has been here in Georgia for more than 22 years, even though he was born in Louisiana. And he has a son whose name is Andre Banks, and he is in Cleveland. He does have his own business. He does cleaning and lawn mowing services. He has been doing that for the last 20 years. He graduated from high school, and we would like to request for signature on bond, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Duncan, do you have the name of the victim at this time?
Your Honor, I see the name Smith here. I don't see an additional name, but I do see on the warrants that the officer who took out the warrant is an M. Smith. So from my understanding, it looks like M. Smith may be the victim in this case. I don't see another name. It just says Smith's resident and ran from Smith at that time.
Okay, we'll go with that. At this time, the defendant's going to receive a $2,000 surety bond. It'll be $1,000 for each charge. He have no further contact with the alleged victim, last name Smith, and stay away from the address on Meadow Glen Circle. He doesn't have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. That's the condition of that surety bond. Is there anything further from either the state or the defense?
Your Honor, I would like to make sure that he is allowed to go back to his home. 1049 Meadow Glen Circle is his residency, and incident happened on 2024. So he's willing to be stayed away.
Okay. Yes, stay away from the incident location, but not his actual home. Yes, he can return to his home, but he must stay away from the incident location here in this case. All right, best of luck to you, sir. All right, who do we have next?
Position 27, Mr. Ricketson.
All right, this will be the last one for now, and then we'll have a look at the creepy guy.
Okay, I need to go into a breakout on this case, please.
The state and the defense.
With the state and the defense, please. And I'm assuming I'll need to, all supervising counsel, so Ms. Falk, Ms. Duncan, Ms. Kim, is this your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, if I could be placed in a breakout, please.
Okay, we'll leave it for there for now. And what we'll do, we'll have a look at this video that I was telling you guys about. So this dude, so I'll start playing it first. And what I want to do is to get your initial thoughts on what's happening here.
Looks like you did get served. When did you? Yeah. So we got a few cases here. There's Mr. and Ms. Bader, new parent, and then Ms. Walmark, and then I'm going to swear in Ms. Walmark first. I'll hear from here. Then I'll.
Now I know the sound for whatever reason isn't 100%. Just let me know how it's sounding. If it's reasonable that you can actually hear it, then that'd be great. I'm just going to read out a few super chats real quick, and then we'll get back to the video. So first up is my good friend Frank Perry for $10 says, your dog treat story reminded me of my pop. One Christmas, my sister was making potpourri. I can't believe I said potpourri, Jen.
Uncultured swine.
Uncultured swine, she says. Thank you very much. That's pure vodka. Potpourri. Sorry, I did say potpourri. Although I do know somebody who lives just out the road, and it's not my dad, okay, who called it potpourri. No, potpourri once.
Potpourri.
Just don't tell her I told you that because she'll.
Potpourri in a pot?
It could have been potpourri in a pot potpourri. But anyway, or it could have been potpourri that was kind of a scented. Then it would be pot potpourri. Yeah. Anyway, one Christmas, my sister was making potpourri out of glue and cinnamon. She came in to find me eating 2 of them. I said, Dad, that's glue and cinnamon. And I'm sure he was like, yeah, and it's delicious. We got Frank again for $5 says, his answer to how good they taste. Oh, he did answer it. His answer to how good they tasted was, I didn't want to offend your sister. I don't know if that's an indictment on her cooking abilities or what. Peggy Harkness. I think Mrs. Demon liked that one.
We've all been there.
We've all been there.
We've all been there. Oh, it's great. It's lovely.
You're not good at hiding your thoughts, though. Like,
I get very disappointed if it does not live up to
right. Okay. Can we just cover this real quick? We're going to hold court right now. Now, I want you to tell the good people at home, I won't be offended. Am I a good cook?
Yeah.
How good? Scale of 1 to 10.
Depends what it is.
Careful.
Meat, you're good.
I'm very good at meat.
Good meat.
I do have good meat. This is correct. Yeah.
Burgers, you do the best burgers.
I do the best burgers on the face of the planet Earth. Just going to put that out there.
Your stir fries?
Shit, because I have no patience.
Yeah. You cut things too small. I'm very picky about stir fries, though. Just want to put it out there.
Right. Okay.
You chop things up too small. And then when it cooks, it gets even smaller. So it's just a bunch of
Bunch of what, Jen?
Like a little right-sized bits of carrot.
Get out. Get out. All right, but seriously, what about my baking?
Your baking.
My scones, for example.
Yeah, your scones are good.
Good.
That pear crumble you made was my favorite thing ever.
I made a pear crumble a couple of weeks ago. We were sitting at home. It was late at night.
I don't even like pears.
Pears and shit like that. It was late at night. Well, I can't remember where we'd been. We'd been out somewhere and we didn't do any shopping. We had nothing in the house.
And you bought a bunch of pears for some reason because they were on sale. Remember?
That's right. I was on the way home. And no, you know why I bought the pears? Because my mom loves pears. Oh. Colin, definitely not Cromwell. I think will be Cromwell now. It says, I think Mrs. Demon just said Irish does meat well, but it's too small. Isn't that lovely? That's lovely talk out of you now, Mr. Not Cromwell. Yeah, we were coming home from somewhere and we pulled into the store and we just had dinner. Oh, it was at my brother's place for Lily's birthday thing.
Oh, was it?
And we were coming home, it was late. We'd had dinner and we'd had dessert, so we didn't we were going to stop in the shop and buy you know, the usual snacks or whatever. And we were like, I just wanted a couple of bottles of water and some chewing gum. And I just saw they had pears, like a big thing of golden pears for, it was like €1 or something. I was like, oh, I get some pears. My mom loves pears. So I bought 2 nets of pears. And then we came home and we were awake for longer than we thought we'd be. We were like, oh, I'd love something sweet. But no, shops are open. I live in a cottage on a farm in the middle of the countryside. So nothing was open. So I made this a homemade caramel pear crumble.
It was amazing.
Now, I cook a lot and I love cooking, and my dad's a baker by trade. So I grew up cooking. That was the nicest thing I've ever made. Besides, the best thing I ever made was the Michelin star salmon.
Yeah. Or your burgers.
My burgers are outstanding. Absolutely amazing. Alrighty, let me just get back to this here. So Peggy for $10 says, both my sons are now detectives. That's awesome. Proud mom, crowing hats off to you, Irish. I'm so sorry, I can't read properly. My eyes are burning like crazy. But thank you so much for that, Peggy. I really appreciate all the support. And Tammy Reed for $5 says, just because. Well, thank you so much indeed, Tammy. Really appreciate that. So yeah, it's good to see that that Chili got that lady out of trouble. You know, sticks with him till the end. But anyway, so what I want you to do is have a look at this video here and tell me what you think from the outset, right? Do you think I'll tell you guys basically what I thought. This young lady down the right-hand corner, when I first came across it, I was like, is she for real? Like, what? Why is she? Anyway, you just have to see it. I thought that she was being a Karen or whatever, but you know, you'll see. You'll see. Did I miss a super chat from you, Peggy? I think I missed a super chat from you. If I did, let me know. I apologize if I missed one. But anyway, so yeah, let me know what you guys think here, right?
Swear in the baiters. I'll hear from her, I should say. Sorry about that, ma'am. I'll hear from her from here, but I'll hear from you, and then I'll hear from the baiters, and then Mr. Salento, I'll hear from you. Ms. Walmart, could you raise your right hand, please?
Yes.
Do you swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You can put your hand down. How is it that you're asking for an order against Mr. Salento?
So in all honesty, this happened about a year ago. He showed up to where I live, asking about me, and
So that's where I was like, wait, this happened a year ago? Like, why are you only dealing with this now? And then it unfolds.
I have no idea. I don't know who he is. And he left a note at the house. And so I texted and said, I'm sorry, I don't know who this is. How do you know? And I did provide the text messages in my petition or the case. And they were kind of aggressive. So I got a little, and I didn't really like them. And so I actually had a friend send a message, and it said basically, okay, stop, talking to Hannah. And that did happen. I hadn't received any information from this person or contact with this person at all in a year. And then around the same time, so this year, he showed up he thought my car was not my car, and this is now the Mrs. Bader over here. Her car went off the road kind of thing, because he assumed it was me and it wasn't. And
it's not even the start of it.
And then he also kept going up to their house and kind of asking about me and asking and pointing to another residence that my family has and asking if I ever went over there and just asking what kind of car I drove. And then he actually showed up this morning, and he was served papers. I even have the proof of service with me. And he showed up to my house this morning around 8 a.m. And basically, I don't know who this person is. And if I've met them in the past, I have no idea. And I just really, it's making people in my family uncomfortable, as well as people that I am family friends with and me. I don't feel comfortable now being like alone at my home because they do know where I live. And so, and they just show
Cheers,
up,
mate.
which is making me really uncomfortable. So that is where I stand.
Thank you. The Baders, is one or both of you going to speak? I'll swear in. Is it going to be Terry Bader?
Yes, sir.
Here, raise your right hand, ma'am, please.
Yes.
Do you swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You can put your hand down. Go ahead, ma'am. I'll hear from you.
So, I'm a teacher. I retired. I leave for work fairly early in the morning, and living on the lake, quite a few people walk. And so Mr. Salento was walking, and I just gave a wave, which we do to, many cars do to people on the road. And he turned around, and I saw in my rear view mirror, he was watching me drive away. The next day, he was there again, and he started walking more toward the car. And so I kind of moved over a little in the lane, and he moved closer to the car again. And I went around him, and he watched me drive away again. And then the next day I had my husband come, but we were a little bit later. And he wasn't there. But then the next day, he started coming in front of my car. And so I went in the oncoming lane, and then he went in front of me there, and I went in the other lane, and then he was moving faster. And so I quick zoomed to the oncoming lane again, and he lunged in front of my car, and I was forced to drive off the road to not hit him, and continued on my way. And then he wasn't there again the next day. But a couple days later, he showed up at our door. I alternate between the vehicles I drive. And so the car he assumed was Hannah's was there, and he came down and talked to my husband, and Dave can attest to this. He talked to him and asked if that was Hannah's car, if Hannah lived here, and my husband said, no, that's my wife's car. And he said, kind of questioned, like he didn't believe Dave. And so Dave said, I am 100% certain that is my wife's car. And then at that point, Dave said, did you try to flag that car down, last week? And he said, yeah. And he said, yeah, that shook up my wife. She was shook up by that. And so then a couple days or a week or so later, Mr. Salento showed up with 2 boxes of chocolates and a bouquet of flowers, and said, give these to your wife, I'm sorry. And so we thought, well, that was a kind gesture. But then the next week he showed up again at our door. And this time, was that the flowers? Okay, flowers. And then we went out of town, and my daughter was here from Hawaii with her young children, and they left in the blue car, and they came back, and there was a card outside our door with a peace sign drawn on it, which is only relevant that because there's a big peace sign magnet on the back of my car. And it wasn't addressed to anybody. And I told her to open it, and she said she wasn't gonna, but so when we got home, opened it, and there were 2 gift cards, one to Starbucks, which is not that unusual, but one also to TJ Maxx, which was kind of random. And so we have been talking with Hannah, and said, oh my gosh, now this happened. There was a little handwritten note in there, but nobody signed it. It wasn't signed. But I told her it's kind of random, and she said, I used to work at TJ Maxx. So that made it kind of a little creepier. Then we left one time and came back, and there was a bouquet of red carnations on the picnic table, but the blue car had been gone again. Then the blue car was there, and this is now July 29th, and my husband and I took our 4-year-old granddaughter for a drive to get her to go to sleep. When we came back, there was a blue car blocking our driveway. And so we couldn't get down. We had to go down the neighbor's driveway to get to our property. And when my husband got out of the truck, Mr. Salento was at our door with a cake and flowers. And Dave said, you know, thank you, but we don't want those. You know, please stop coming. We don't know you. You need to stop coming here. And so he took the cake and the flowers and left. Then last August 9th, my husband was still in bed, and I like to get up and open the doors and let the air flow through our house. It's a small house. So it was 7:30 in the morning, a little before, and I got up and I was sitting on the couch watching the morning show, drinking my coffee, and my dog kind of made a little bark, and something caught my eye in the doorway, and it was Mr. Salento. My back door had been open, but we keep a little baby gate across it so that our dogs can't get out in the back. And so I got up and I asked him, you know, are you Tony? And he said, yes. And I said, you need to leave. You're not welcome here. I don't know you. We don't know you. Hannah doesn't live here. And he asked if she was ever over and pointed to their family cabin. And I said, I don't know. And Hannah doesn't know you. You need to leave our property and not come back. And I reminded him that my husband had told him this before. And so he left, and I walked out a little bit to make sure he got in his car and left. Again, it was blocking our driveway.
You'll see.
And halfway up, he turned around and looked back. And so I repeated again, you need to leave and don't come back. You're not welcome here. And he threw his arms up in the air and said, sorry, in a very aggressive manner. And so at this point, I called the sheriffs and told them what was going on. And they asked for the Ring camera. So my husband went up, and the Ring showed he'd been standing out there and going back and forth on our back porch, which is open, in front of the back door, where he could clearly see me for over 10 minutes, Your Honor. Now I'm afraid to be here.
Let me hear from, thank you, ma'am. Mr. Salento, could you raise
Here we
your
go.
hand, please?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the right one.
Right, thank you.
Do you swear and affirm the information you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You can put your hand down. What's your perspective on all of this?
Well, yes. The first time I contacted Hannah, I was told by a friend, don't ever listen to a friend, to go over there and just say hi to her. And she wasn't there. So I gave her my number to someone, and I got a text from her. Definitely didn't do a good job on that one. But she did a text, and it was not a good exchange, realizing that. And she texted Alex Lee, which I do know. Alex Lee was a friend in school and told me to stop, and I absolutely agreed. Stopped. I guess until June, I was approached by a car because the car was slowing down. I was walking, I have to walk to my hips screwed up, so I usually do my daily walk sometimes. And this car was slowing down, and it approached me slowly. So I was little, not weirded out, but what's going on? Why is this car slowing down? That usually doesn't happen. And then I couldn't see through the window, so I have no idea who that person was. But now I don't think, I kind of did in a way. I thought it was Hannah.
I'll get to that there in a sec.
So I kept on walking. I thought after I did what I did to Hannah, I thought some of her friends would heckle me. So I didn't really think it was her. So I thought it was one of her anyway. And it was my mistake. I kept walking. And then the next day, I did see it, but I just wanted to make sure if it was. I was never confronted, so I don't know. The window was never down, so I really didn't know. I'm sorry that that did happen. So further on, I wrote something on the chalk, hoping she would get it or something associated. And then something turns out from their house. I thought it was her signaling me something. I don't know what the hell. Then I did go over there and I just want to make sure. I just kept going. I know I didn't listen. I am sorry about that. So, but that's legitimate unless I'm forgetting something.
Where do you live?
I
Generally?
live at
I don't need the
Summit
specific
Lake.
address. I mean, just a general.
General, I live on the opposite side of the boat launch. That's a good detail. There's a long road, more in towards the water. I'm trying to think. There's a big hill. It's hard to explain. It's like
Is it more than 1,000 feet?
it's more than 1,000 feet away.
Thank you. And then you can get to and from your place without being within 1,000 feet of where the Baders live?
Yes, I can get around. Yes.
Great. Here's what's happening today, Mr. Salento. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm entering an order here today that's
Okay.
going to last for 2 years.
Okay.
You're not to have any contact with these folks at all. Do you
Okay.
understand that?
Gotcha. No contact. No
None.
association. No association.
Nothing.
Third. Okay.
No calling, no texting, no
No
emailing,
nothing.
no
No
telling
nothing.
a third party, a mutual friend, go tell Hannah this,
Nope.
or not. Do you
Nope.
understand all that?
Got it. And then yes, and anything
And
associated with Hannah,
hang on
I
just a
won't see.
second. I'm not done. I'm not done. So that's just part of it. You're also not to come within 1,000 feet of their residence or place of employment. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you violate this order, this is a crime.
Yes.
You can be arrested. You can
Yes.
be put in jail for this.
Yes. 100%.
I'm not sure you fully appreciate how
I will make
searching for the
no-
right word. I'll use this word for better, for worse. I'm not surely fully appreciate how spooked how these people are spooked by you and your behavior over there.
I will no longer acknowledge anything associated with Hannah. That is
Or
gonna
the
be-
Baders.
That's
That's only
yes,
halfway home there, buddy.
but they associate with Hannah. That's not. Yes, no association at all.
So to complete the record, I find based on this description of events from both Ms. Walmark and Ms. Bader, on behalf of Mr. Bader, combined with Mr. Salento's own statements, I am finding that there is a pattern of harassment, a pattern of stalking against Ms. Walmark, as well as the Baders. I'm going to enter an order that's going to last for 2 years based on somewhat unusual circumstances.
Somewhat unusual.
I'm going to get. Again, no harm, don't cause any harm, have no contact. And exclude and stay away from, don't come within 1,000 feet of the person. And Ms. Walmark, are you in school? Are you working? I'm not going to ask you where you work.
Yes, I work and I'm in school as well.
You're not to come within 1,000 feet of Ms. Walmark's school, residence, or place of employment.
Correct.
And then with regard to, and ma'am, I heard you, you're not, well, I don't know whether you're working or not. With regard to the Baders, you're not to come within 1,000 feet of them personally, or their residence or place of employment. I'm not, Ms. Bader previously told me she's retired. I don't know whether Sometimes retired people go on to do something else, but wherever you're working, you're not, do you understand that, Mr. Salento?
Yes, no association, no. There.
I mean,
No,
I'll
there.
just come out
No
and say it.
contact,
That pattern of
contact, no
behavior
contact.
scared these people, all of them.
Yeah.
So stop it.
Right. No contact, not listen to my heart again.
Okay. And then these orders,
So what he said there was not listen to my heart again or something like that. I mean, it's pretty sad that he's that obsessed, you know, but at the same time, you can't be harassing people and scaring the shit out of them constantly, despite being told multiple times not to.
scared these people, all of them.
Yeah.
So stop it.
Right. No contact, not listen to my heart again.
Okay. And then these orders, let me finish them.
Your Honor, I just also want to add one last thing. Again, I do want to make it really clear, he did show up today and I didn't see him and I have yet to physically see him. But he did speak to my father. And that really freaked out my parents as well. Because they also,
Understandable.
so I'm just wanting to reiterate, it was today, he was already served. And that really, really freaked us out. Just.
So you can report that to law enforcement. You know, that's if what you say is true, that could be considered a violation. You can report that to law enforcement if you wish. But anything going forward, Mr. Salento,
Absolutely.
I hope you mean that.
Oh, yes.
Not as much as they hope that, but.
Oh, I do. I'll go back. Well, anyway.
And
Thank you,
you
Donna.
can get a copy of this on the Thurston County District Court website.
Okay. I'm sorry, Hannah.
He should not have done that. So I don't know, is him ordering, you know, giving the order verbally, is that enough for it to be enforced at that moment in time? Or does it have to have been signed and issued by the judge for it to be in you know, for it to not be a violation? So the judge ordered him not to have any contact with them whatsoever. Now, I've sat through a lot of these cases over the years, and the judge usually tells them from the outset that they're not allowed to contact anybody. Now, what he just did by saying, I'm sorry, Hannah, right? Now, you might think, oh, that's harmless. He's just apologizing. But when you've just been through a case like this, it's quite harmful. Now, that being said, he had also already been issued an order by the police to stay away from them, turned up on their door in the morning. So even if the judge not signing it there and then wasn't enough, he's already breaching the order by actually saying anything to her at all. So he has actually just violated the original order here because he was served by police earlier on. So let's have a listen again.
I'm sorry, Hannah.
You can see that made her very uncomfortable too.
You're all free to leave the Zoom call. Thanks for your appearance here this morning. And the Baders and Ms. Walbert, notify law enforcement immediately. I'll tell you that if there's any issues.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, good luck, everybody. I think you're going to need it. All right. So, what do you guys think of that one? Let me know in the side chat. I think we're going to see him again somehow. I really do. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to be getting out of here soon. What I'm going to do first, I made a video yesterday that I thought was brilliant. And, you know, as you do, you generally think your own work is wonderful. Nah, I can be quite self-deprecating with my own work. But anyway, I made this video yesterday, and when I uploaded it, it was immediately demonetized, something that I've been dealing with quite a lot. Now, Funkadelic fan, you can go funk yourself. How about that? I'm prick. I hate that kind of shit, man. So I generally don't block people on my channel, but you can get to fuck anyway. So this video that I put up yesterday is immediately demonetized. So then I applied to have it checked, and it was checked, and they still demonetized it. And the feedback they gave was something to do with violence, right? So I'm going to re-upload it and try again, basically. I'll go back over it and see. But the only thing I want you guys to do here is watch the video for me. There's 300 of you watching right now, so you're getting special early access. And I want you to tell me, do you think that it was fair for this to be demonetized? And then I'll get out of here after that. So we'll just give me a sec here now, and I'll bring it up on the screen if I can feckin' find it. I wasn't going to do this, but I felt like, feck it, I want to see what you guys think. All right, give me 2 seconds there now. Who's this handsome fella upon the screen? As you can see, I've tidied up my beard since then. My beard was super messy there. Let me grab these super chats first. Tammy Reed for $5 says, just because. Thank you so much indeed. Haley Taylor says, I'll donate 5 members to get Mrs. Demon on the stream. Now, I know she won't come on the camera because she will probably say that something to do with makeup or some other such. But I will try to get her on the next time. I'll try my very best. Frank Perry for $2 says, I make a spinach calzone that everyone asks for. Well, now you've said it, I want one. So I'm going to hold you to that. Tammy Reed for $5 says, is it okay if I resend my email? He made bail and trying for joint custody. I think I remember what you were talking about on that one. Tammy, could you please do resend it? I'd really appreciate it. Mary says, proud to be a new member of the Demon Army. Thank you so much for that, Mary. I really do appreciate it. I might be able to get her on later tomorrow as a potato or a chicken, but I won't be able to do it today because the Chinese food just arrived, and trying to separate her from that is not going to be easy at all. Shan Hall Lockman Van Bennekum. Yeah. That was good. That was good, right? Says, Irish Demon and Team Skeptic are 2 of my favorite YouTubers. Who's your more favorite, though? We all know who that is, and he's talking right now. And Logan says, Irish Demon, you and Team Skeptic really need to do a joint live stream again. Oh, here she comes. I'm in trouble. What you got? A taster. Prawn cracker. Let's have a go. Fresh. But yeah, those in-person real live streams, oh, that was the best. I loved it. I had such a good time doing that. And we'll do it again because I know Team's coming this way soon. We're going to try and do some videos over on the continent. So we're hoping to go to Amsterdam and Germany and a few places. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Haley Taylor for £5 says, Tony will be wearing Hannah as a skin suit before year's end. I hope for her sake that he just stays the feck away from her. Peggy for $10 says, I'm sorry, Irish. I have never been afraid or freaked out. I think she is questionable. That's a fair enough point. I mean, at the start, I was like, what the hell? And then after a while, I was like, okay, no, I think she's actually kind of right there. Because the guy was really fucking creepy. Puppy's doing really, really good. She's tired, but she's getting there. Shanha Lachman Van Bennekum says, you do a better job with the name. Thank you so much indeed. Better than who? Team says, hell yeah, we'll also have Conspiracy Cats Ranty and Jesse 10-2. That live is going to be off the chain. I cannot wait for that. Katie says, thank you for the gifted membership. I missed who gave out this amazing gift. I apologize, but that is awesome. I'm so happy. It's great. I love it because it gives people a chance to enjoy it. So I just hit like 145, I think, members. So I'm going to start doing proper stuff for members from now on in because I feel like I haven't been doing enough. So I'm definitely going to start doing more members content as well. Live from Amsterdam and Munich. Now, the only thing, Team, are you still coming in on the 12th to Ireland? because I'll be able to be there in the morning, but I have to be back home at, I have to be back in Cork at 8 p.m. So I'd have to be leaving Dublin about 5 o'clock. But I'm going to try to take you to some castles and stuff like that in the meantime. All right, let me play this video for you, and then I'm going to go have my very, very late dinner. Do you remember this lady?
Now, who are these people in my courtroom?
Okay, first of all, it's not your courtroom, it's mine.
Well, I'm
And
here, so it's fine for the
Sounds good,
time
bud.
being.
I'm the one that sent the invitation. All right.
But she's the one that we see here in the bottom right of the screen, fidgeting around and causing trouble. And the trouble gets more and more. She's here for a Zoom court appearance, but decides that it's taken too long and she doesn't want to be a part of it. And the reactions to this from the judge might surprise you. Let me know what you think down below. Now, I think it's this next part is what got me demonetized. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is. Haley Taylor gifted 5 more Demon memberships. Thank you so much indeed, Haley. I really appreciate that. This is Miss Messenger, lads and lassies. You might remember her from the last video, which was just as wild. She was I don't know, how could you put it? A lady of the night. She was a lady of the night, and she's gone off the chain altogether. I think she's trying to pretend she's insane. She had some unbelievable charges in the past, like attempted murder and stuff like that. Frank says, I sent you a small clip from Law Talk with Mike on Facebook. I will check that out. Thank you very much indeed. Law Talk with Mike, I had a really funny video up earlier. Oh my God. It was absolutely hilarious. Definitely check that out. Hell yeah, Peggy. Great people on here, man. Always. Damien was gifted membership by Haley. That's awesome. Thanks so much for that, Haley. I know it means a lot to people. It means a lot to me too. Appreciate it.
Blood and everything, a lot of it. No concussion, no. I was forced to go in there and say I was looking for a box of cereal.
Ms. Messenger, please mute yourself. The court's on recess, okay?
All right. Why this camera looks so good with my hair like this? Usually they got them Panasonic, maybe make you look all crazy. Even the mirrors in here, I still don't know how I really look. But my hair look like it's real thin, falling out everywhere. Maybe I'm just getting too old.
Maybe. Shay too just gifted another 5 memberships. That's amazing. Thank you so much indeed. I really do appreciate it. Yep, it is her. It is her, Peggy, I'm afraid, I have to say. Auntie Audie, thank you so much for becoming a member. Really appreciate that. Thanks a million. And Sarah Carland, Minnie is doing absolutely great. She's still very sore, but she's very, very tired, but she's eating again and she's not panting all the time. And that's the most important thing. So she's doing much, much better. Thanks a million for asking.
Ms. Messenger, you'll need to mute yourself, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Probably would have been a good idea to take our attorney's advice here and just be quiet. Of course, you do have the right to remain silent, but it seems Miss Messenger doesn't have the ability to remain silent. Oh, Shay's always been on the list of awesomeness, to be fair.
All right, now I don't know how to tell you this, but it wasn't me. It was this man I met, this little guy I met at KB Toy Store. His name tickled me out, man.
Is Kelly Messenger secretly Australian? A bloke you met? Tell me this, Americans, do you guys say bloke as well? Don't think I've ever heard that before.
It was this man I met.
Oh, I remember you were there, Shay.
KB Toy Store. His name tickled me out, man. Swear to God. He told me right where they got the steel at and everything. A little piece of steel he had.
Ma'am, we can all hear you.
Yeah, we can all hear you, and I'm sorry to interrupt so soon, but did we just hear her say, Tickle Me Elmo told her to do it? Correct me if I'm wrong, please. I kind of hope I'm wrong.
This little guy met at KB Toy Store. His name tickled me out, man.
I swear, officer, Elmo didn't tell her to do shit. She's lying. It was the Cookie Monster.
I plead the 5th.
Huh? I'll tell you, I'll be afraid.
You need to mute yourself, okay? There's a maybe you can ask the guards to help you do that.
No, sir. I got a lot of I gotta say what the hell we waiting on.
So after pointing the finger at the lads down in Sesame Street, she decides to do a bit of redecorating and a bit of maintenance there. Let's start by fixing the ceiling for some reason.
Something wrong with this damn radio, man. It's up. It was the audio was making noises. Now what the fuck? Stop. Man, it's fucking snowing and shit. I wish I was a little bit taller. Wish I wasn't bald. I am. Oh man, I just want the money. Oh, it's so wrong. You hear that?
I don't hear it now. It's good.
Now you do.
Okay. Have they started yet?
No.
Hey, you should really mute her because we can hear everything that you guys are doing in that room.
I know what to do, man.
No. What's up there?
Yeah, I know. I learned from the best, man. Just like I'm telling you about the motherfucker who the real Thomas. What the motherfucker that invented electricity? Don't get me started. And you're a perpetrator. You don't admit it.
Ms. Messenger, just be patient. We'll start soon, okay?
Let me tell you this story real quick. Let's wrap you already heard it.
Now, in fact, we'll put you in here so don't make no noise.
All right, we're going next door.
So having spoken to the management about the very irritating noise in that room, the concierge came and moved... Oh wait, concierge? No, not quite. But anyway, the guy came and moved her to another room. She was there for approximately 0 time at all and decided, you know what? I've got more important things to be doing while I'm locked up here than appearing in court trying to get out. So I think I'll just mosey on off down the hallway, for some reason being completely allowed to do that, and decides that she doesn't want to come back to court.
And what the hell taking so long, man? You just take me. I'm refusing, man. Look, hey, y'all gonna have to call me back another day, man. It's a wrap. I'm going to lay down. I'm like, y'all taking too long. I'm getting sleepy, man. Call me back, man. I'm rescheduling. Let me know.
Ms. Messenger, you need to stay.
That's my boy. I'm going back to the unit, okay? All right, can you hear me?
Okay, then.
No, I really just gotta reschedule. I gotta go to bed, man. I'm going to lay down. I'm tired as fuck. I'm refusing. No, I'm refusing. I'm not about to see it. It's taking way too long. Like, I ain't getting no sleep 2 days. I'm ready to go. Come on, let's roll out. I'm refusing my courier. I hear about it to death. I'm ready to go. Why are you refusing? Because they're taking too long, all right?
So not long after, the judge came back into the court and decided to call her matter. Now, as you saw, Kelly said that she was done and that was it. Reschedule. I'll have my people call your people. And strangely enough, it kind of worked. Now, I want you to have a think about it while you're watching this next clip. What do you think should have happened? Because I'm going to tell you what I think at the end, and let's see if they match up.
I'm going to call Messenger first. Kelly Jane Messenger.
Caitlin Kirby on behalf of the people.
Mike Gaddy, Assistant Public Defender for Ms. Messenger, Your Honor. Your Honor, you just missed her.
Missed who?
Ms.
Miss
Messenger.
Messenger, she said you were taking too long, so she went to go take a nap. She said it's a wrap. Call her back a different time.
She? What?
I'd ask the court to adjourn this matter, Your Honor. I did have a chance to meet with her via phone the other day.
Okay,
I was
she's
gonna
at,
ask
but she's in prison. What's she got to go do? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to ask the court to adjourn it because while we did speak, our conversation came to a productive end before I had to go to court. So before we could finish, so I'd ask the court to adjourn this maybe 3 or 4 weeks to allow a video writ to be done.
Hey, for the record, that was hilarious.
Thank you, whoever that was.
Yeah, we still don't know who that was, by the way. Literally nobody knows who that was. But he found it hilarious, and so did we. He said what we were all thinking.
What I'll do is I got other stuff to do. All right. Well, I don't have to see her either. So we'll do the 22nd. So maybe she'll have time then. September 22nd, 2022, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I guess we know where to find her, so not a problem.
So there we have it, folks. Kelly just said, right, I'm done. See ya. And she pieced out, and that was it. She was gone. She wasn't coming back. She had to go send a kite to Elmo to give him the heads up that she ratted him out. And the Cookie Monster is pissed. But on a serious note, what do you think should have happened here? Now, she's going nowhere anyway. And I think it was more important that they had the conversation with the lawyer. But if it was me, I think I would have hauled her butt right up there right then. I wouldn't let her dictate what happens in the courtroom. Now, obviously, she's got something going on. I heard a lot of people say that she seems to be putting on a lot of things to try to claim that she's got more problems than she does. She's got a pretty, shall we say, vibrant history, as a lot of you will already no doubt know. But let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think it was handled the right way? Or do you think maybe she should have been compelled, shall we say, to appear in court? I think probably the latter, as funny as it all was. But I'll leave it there for now, folks, and I'll let you have your say down below. If you liked the video, make sure and smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and we'll catch you in the next one. Sláinte. All right, well, there we have it. Now, I don't know why that was demonetized. I'm guessing it was the opening part where she was talking about her injuries, maybe. But I've appealed it. I sent them a message, did another appeal, but you know, I don't know, man. It's hit and miss with YouTube. I've had ones that they get demonetized straight away and then they get monetized after a day or two. And then I've had other ones where they were monetized from the outset and then demonetized later that same day, and it's like, what the fuck is going on here? But you know, it doesn't really matter that much, but still it's kind of irritating. It's actually not even the money part of it, it's the fact that if it's demonetized, they say that it doesn't matter in terms of them promoting the video, but it evidently does, because all of the ones that are demonetized, they get they get no views. So I think that's the bigger problem. And Logan was saying about whether or not the word demon in my name is a problem. I've heard that a lot. I don't think so, to be honest, because it didn't happen before I had some issues recently enough. So, you know, it makes no sense to me. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed tonight. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to be doing more of these kind of live court watching just during the day, you know, regular kind of thing. This was a bit later than what I had intended to do, but obviously I had to look after the dog, so, you know, I had no choice in that matter. I've got some great videos ready to go for the next few days, so I'm looking forward to getting those out. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. But anyway, folks, I'll catch you all probably tomorrow. Maybe not a live stream because I've got a lot to do tomorrow, but definitely some videos out there and some other stuff. If any of you are court watchers and you want to get involved and give us a hand, then head over to my Discord, check out the court watcher triage section. And if you want to do a bit of court watching for me and give us a hand with that, that'd be great. It's kind of hard to cover all of them. You miss a lot, but you know, you catch so much good stuff that it's all fun and games in the end. But anyway, folks, thank you so much, and we'll catch you later. Have a good one. And thank you, everybody, for the super chats, the memberships, and the gifted memberships especially. That's absolutely awesome. So we'll catch you all soon. Sláinte.